welcome back. Welcome if you're new to the channel, to my style of channeling, that is. There's been a lot of tarot cards going around lately, and I do things a little bit differently, so I thought I'd share with you some, well, psychic vision. And this is for all ages. It's non-traditional. I use non-traditional decks. I use whatever deck I've got around because there's plenty to be found in everything. Oh, you know what? As usual, I left the sound maker. There we go. One more time. Welcome. I do things differently. If we've ever had a chat in the middle of the night, you'd remember that because I've got things to say and they come out in different ways. So I'm using completely non-traditional decks, but it's all symbolic. And let's see what happens. Okay. Guides and everybody, this is just a non-specific reading for whoever's here. Let's just see what happens. We're starting out. Oh, okay. Wow, that's a lot of cards to start with. All right. We have the One of Pairs. Ooh, and the One of Bats. Now that's very significant. I've got some friends in Santa Fe or Albuquerque who are going to have a DJ set coming up, and their theme is bats. So the 11, that's good news for them, I would think. And also we've got a pair, and it's a pair of ones. And we know 11s are good because when you get an amplifier that goes up to 11, that's one more than 10. And we also have a 7. It's a 7 of strawberries. And we know that 7-Elevens are open late, which is good if you're having a DJ show and you need something afterwards or even before. You can go in and grab something real quick. You can go to the 7-Eleven. Now we also have the 6 of cards. And we're using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, 5 decks right now. But this is actually 2 decks here is combined. So we are using 6 decks of cards. And then we have a 3 of kittens. 3 of kittens. Now, there were 3 little kittens. Oh, wow. The live number there in the corner just was at 333. Wow. Powerful number 3. We know 3 is a magic number. Somewhere in the ancient mystic trinity, you get 3 as a magic number. It takes 3 wheels to make a tricycle, or 3 legs to make a table stand. Every triangle has 3 corners, and every triangle has 3 sides. No more, no less. You don't have to guess when it's 3. You can see it's a magic number. And here are these 3 little kittens, and sure enough, they are not wearing mittens. I hope they find them. Let's see what's on the other side. Oh, well, these 3 kittens are having a good time. They've got a ball of yarn, and it looks like they're playing well. Now, we can only see one of the legs of the table, but I'm confident that this table is standing on its other legs. So I think these kittens are probably going to be fine. Now, going back to the cat, or the bat, the One of Bats here. Alice once asked Do cats eat bats, or do bats eat cats? And I don't think that in her wondering in that land, she ever quite came to the answer. Let's see. Well, the count is here. He's counting one bat. And you can see at the top of the deck, he's also counting one bat. And one again are 11. So let's put these here. Now, the one of pairs. Okay. Cookie Monster. Look at that. He's chosen not to eat cookies. He's chosen a pear. Good for you, Cookie. Now, I don't know if there's any pears at the 7-Eleven. And I don't know if the 7-Eleven is a good place to pair up with anyone. I think I would hold off anybody I've met at the 7-Eleven. You never know. You never know who you're going to meet, but I wouldn't go on a serious date with them right away. I'd want to get to know them first. However, if they were eating pears rather than cookies, I would think that they were probably pretty smart and thinking about their health and good things to eat. We may remember in some years past, there was a time when the Cookie Monster was denied all cookies, which was sad for him, especially since, the moon could be a cookie, and he would dream about this. But we also know that Cookie Monster learned temperance, and he was able to eat cookies again. So good for you, Cookie. Here again, the 7, we have the 7 strawberries, healthy things to eat. And it's summertime. We have strawberries and strawberry festivals, maybe a little bit later in the season for a strawberry festival, but there's other good berries happening. Blackberries, big time blackberries happening. Oh, look at who it is. It's Prairie Dawn. And she's got her strawberries. She can join the party for sure. And the cards. 6 of cards. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But this 5 cards out already. But this is the 6 of cards, which means we should probably get another card here before we go. Oh, Ernie. Yeah, Ernie says have some more cards. Now, if we look really close, can we see what cards Ernie's showing? Looks like he's showing at least 1 king. Looks like 2 kings even. 2 kings is a pair. All right, well, let's see if we can get one more card here from this deck. And we can go on and see what some other decks have to say about it. And I'm doing my best to... So one more card, please. One more card, please. Oh, 2 cards. Oh, we got a 1 of Grover. 1. Grover's a solo guy, He rolls 1 deep. He's non-traditional in many ways. He's a superhero, Super Grover. We see he's leaning against possibly a wall, but possibly just doing a mime thing. Also with his 1, he's pointing up, and he's blue, which is very spiritual. Grover is a really special guy. And then we have the letter I. I for ice cream. Now this is really significant because it also looks like a 1 and is often confused for a 1. And the thing to remember, I think, really, is that we are each one. We are each one, and all is one. Now, this young man has a really large ice cream cone, and it's Neapolitan, chocolate vanilla strawberry, and he's about to get dripped on by a big piece of chocolate. Now, that might be delicious, or it's certainly going to be sticky. And I see in this that when we're holding an ice cream cone, if we put it closer, it looks bigger. There's a real 3D effect on that. But when you bring it down, further down into your mouth, you can eat that ice cream. No matter how big that cone is, you can eat it one lick at a time. And if it's so big that it's melting, well, then there's plenty to share. And if there's that much, there's certainly no reason to be greedy about it. And we never need to be over overstuffing ourselves. So again, temperance, and enjoy the ice cream. Enjoy it. You deserve it. But be smart, right? Can't eat ice cream for every meal. There's one drip. I is for ice cream. All right. So we actually ended up with 7 cards out of this, didn't we? 1, 2. Whoa! What? No, hey, careful there, Ernie. You're not going anywhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 cards. All right. We're going to move on now to this very, very special new deck. You can see the back is decorated with bees. And in fact, I haven't even shuffled it yet. Let's do that now. This is a really, really good one. This is going to give a lot of clarification. As our first deck was all about numbers and letters. And how about all those ones and the I? That's really big. We should each be thinking of ourselves, because it all starts with 1. It doesn't start with 0. It starts with 1, because once you get started, that's the first step, right? So watch your step. Don't step in a drippy piece of ice cream. Okay, I'm going to move these over here. Go 1, 1, 1, and an ice cream. And then 3 cats. And then Ernie and Prairie Dawn. So that's great. All right. So let's see what further information we can have today to in these interesting times. I hope everybody's staying, safe and healthy. There's been some really weirdness going around our town. People just breaking things. Somebody went into the supermarket and just broke a bunch of things just to be mean. And that's just not okay with me, really, because there's no reason to be mean. There's no reason for anyone to be mean. When we're comfortable in ourselves, we know that everybody is the same, and we treat others just like we want to. I'm not gonna count those yet. We want to treat others the same as we treat ourselves, and we should be treating ourselves well. And when we treat ourselves well, and we do, then we show other people how to treat us. And when we think of others as ourselves, we're always going to treat other people well, because we wouldn't want to hurt ourselves, would we? We want good things for ourselves. So, all right. Let's see now. Be. Yeah. We just want to be, don't we? Want to be kind. Treat that bee well, and it's not going to sting you, is it? And bees are so good for us. They make us honey. And here this bee is coming to smell this flower, just like Winnie the Pooh's here enjoying this flower. And hanging out by this log. Now, we don't know if maybe there's a beehive in this log, do we? Maybe that bee lives in the log, and Pooh's just resting there. He's not hurting anybody, is he? He doesn't want to mess up the log. He's not stealing the honey. Now, we know Winnie the Pooh has a thing about honey, but honey is a gift for us. The bees, they can't eat all that honey. We just need to be respectful about going about it. But Pooh's just relaxing, and wherever this bee came from, he's just checking it out. Everybody's chill. Everybody's cool. Let's put it here by the nice chill ice cream, right? Let's see. What else have we got in here? How about some more kind words? What else is going on in here? Garden. Nice. Oh, yeah. All good things come from the garden, don't they? Good things. And here's Rabbit. Look how happy he is. He's getting his carrots. Now, that's really good, too. Now, notice Rabbit is colored gold, and carrots, their weight, well, let me put it this other way. Gold is measured in a weight called carats. So, therefore, since carrot and carrot are homonyms, right? They sound the same. The carrots are really, really valuable. Yeah, hi, Kitty. You can see Kitty walking around. Carrots are very, very valuable, and they're roots, and they're orange, which is, red, of course, is the color assigned to the root chakra, and we want to have good, strong roots, don't we? And yellow plus red is orange. Yeah. Garden. We want to take care take care of the garden, because the garden gives us life. The garden gives us food and good nutrition. And when you think about it, we're all here at the Earth Garden. And we're here to take care of each other and nurture and grow together and build each other up, right? Looks like our 3 of kitty cats fell down. Maybe one more from this deck. This is really good. Book. You might want to take a look in the cookbook when you get your food from the garden. It's always good to read a lot of good books. Books give us a lot of good information. They teach us things. It's very important to make sure that the information you're getting is true and credible. And it's fun to read, nonfiction, just like it is fun to read fiction. Fiction, of course, is stories that are made up. And sometimes people get fiction and nonfiction mixed. And that can be okay, but be sure to check the sources. And if you're not sure, absolutely sure about something, always look up and find second opinions. Have credible information. Make sure that do your own research. Yeah. But you see Pooh, he's just laughing. He's having a good time with the book. Always have a good time. And it's also good to write your own book, because it's our story that we're writing, isn't it? Our story of life. And sometimes there's happy chapters, and sometimes there's frustrations, and sometimes there's sadness, and then it gets better again, usually. Yeah? And if it's not getting better, you know what? You can make it better, because it's your story. All right. Let me put these aside. I'll go to this one now. I like to spend a lot of time in my little swimming pools. It's summertime here. I know I have some friends in the other side of the world where it's been warmer and colder, and I've got one friend who even lives in Tasmania, and she's very adventurous. Whew, yeah. Well, she lived in Australia first, and she moved to Tasmania, and it did snow there, there was snow predicted, and sure enough it did. And I saw some pictures. She went to visit some waterfalls and there was snow there. But it's not snowing here. It's still hot. And some people like to go fishing, and some people like to go in pools. And I have a swimming pool that has 3D fish because it's more fun that way for me. Of course, it's different for everybody. Okay. Now we know this is a match game, so we'll see what comes up. Ooh, green eel. Eel. Now, eels are interesting, aren't they? They're a water creature. They're kind of snake-like. They can be scary. But just like bees, I don't think they want to hurt anybody. They're just doing their thing. We've got a green eel. So that could mean a lot of things. It could mean money. It could mean, sometimes they say jealousy. Green is a pretty restful color. So there should never be any jealousy. What is there to be jealous about? We need to celebrate each other's things, don't we? Green is a happy spring color. And snakes can spring, and eels can spring through the water. But maybe we should watch where we step just the same, and walk on an even keel so we don't scare an eel. Let's see what else is going on in here. This one? Okay. Ooh, shark. Yeah. Now there's a movie about, which one is it? Well, it's an underwater movie, and they like to remind everyone that fish are friends, not food. So you wouldn't ever want to be hanging around with somebody who might eat you. But then again, in that same movie, there were people, the shark people didn't want to eat anyone else. So get to know a person before you're, you don't know. You don't know if there's a person, they might look nice and be a shark, or they might look kind of scary and be really nice. So the only way to find out before you get too involved is to just do a lot of observation first. Okay. I'm not sure if we should get another one. Maybe just one more. Oh, another green one. Octopus. Well, that's very interesting. That's significant for this month because it's August, the 8th month. And octopus octas for 8. Which goes to the question of, why is October the 10th month? Well, you do a little research, you find out that the calendars have been shuffled and reshuffled over the years enough times. They put in a couple of in the middle, and what that was once perhaps the 8th month is now number 10. So octopuses, they're an interesting bunch. They kind of dance in the water. I understand they're actually very loving, but I'm not sure for us to be held by an octopus would be so good because of their suction cups and their tentacles and their beak that they eat with, which is very, very, very good for catching fish. But it would hurt for people to be caught by an octopus. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that with watch where you're stepping and put these cards aside. Maybe we should clarify these underwater cards with some more underwater cards. Now these cards are a little more advanced. They give more information, which is good. It's always good to get more information, isn't it? I'm going to shuffle these up real good here. And I'm going super fast tonight. That's okay. It's okay to slow down. It's okay to just relax and have a good time. You know, the ice cream may be dripping, but we can always wash our hands and hair, right? And we should be. That's one thing this whole thing has taught us, is that people need to slow down a bit, relax, and wash up a lot more. I'm not glad that anyone has gotten sick. That's very sad. But I am glad that it has stopped rushing and crowding so much, and that at the supermarkets they've gone back to cleaning the conveyor belts and all the things that everyone touches all the time. That's really important, and that people are remembering to wash their hands more and take better care of themselves. That's a good thing. That's very positive. And it's sad that things got to such a strange state that everything had to shut down for people to remember to be cool and to be cool and relax. But however it happens, as long as we get it together and keep it together and keep our ways healthy and happy and in harmony, then it's good, right? Okay, let's see what we got here. These are beautiful cards at the back, so pretty. Let's see. Ooh, a polka dot grouper. How lovely. What an interesting creature. Wow, let's see what it says here. Polka dot grouper, the Chromoleptis activelis. This colorful Pacific grouper enjoys a prodigious appetite. A favorite among aquarists, it soon will outgrow the neophyte hobbyist's tank, and finding a new home for it will prove a chore. Another colloquial name is the pantherfish or panther grouper. How interesting. Well, that tells us that a fish will grow bigger than its captive pond. It also says that maybe it's not so good to bring home wildlife. Now, I love to watch fish in a tank, but that's a lot of responsibility. And if it's going to get bigger, and it even says soon, doesn't it? It soon will outgrow the neophyte hobbyist's tank. The neophyte, the new one. Yeah. And finding a new home for it will prove what it said, a chore. So if you're not up to doing your chores, better be really careful what you take on. So that's pretty good. Oh, and its number is 6B. 6B. Interesting. We have a B. And what was the 6 we had? The straw. Oops, no. Did we have a 6 in here? Yeah, 6 of cards. Ernie had the 6 of cards. Ernie always has a fresh new character about him, doesn't he? He's very curious. And he has some interesting ideas, doesn't he? Non-conventional. Okay, let's see. What else can we learn from these cards? These are really good cards. Oh, 2 cards. 3 cards. 3 is a magic number. Okay, we'll take them. What do we get? We have the Atlantic moonfish. The yellow-bellied hamlet. Huh. Ooh, and the manatee. All right. Oh, the numbers are 2C, 8C, and 3A. I read this first as 3A, B, C, but that's not a B, it's an 8, isn't it? Let's learn about the manatee first. How lovely. Trichus manatus. Manatees range coastal, marine, and fresh waters from Brazil, to the Carolinas, sweet Carolinas. They are the most endangered of the world's aquatic mammals. Sea cows, as they are often called, are herbivores, docile and harmless. Man is this mammal's only enemy. State and federal laws devised to protect them have failed to reduce annual mortalities. And we can see there's some scarring here on this poor manatee that happens a lot if you've watched any kind of sea shows. You know that they get scarred from boats and engines of boats and things like that. And that's interesting because they're called manatees, and we are men, male and female. We are men, human, and they often say that man is their own worst enemy. Makes you wonder what our relationship with manatees truly are. And again, not just other people, but all creatures, all life are reflections of ourselves. So we need to be good to each other. 8C. 8C, from the sea. And 8 is an infinite number, isn't it? Yeah. The sea is also a garden, isn't it? It is. Where the water molecules are very close together rather than out here in aerosol, where the molecules of water are very far apart, and when we breathe them, we don't even realize. Yeah. All right. The yellow-bellied hamlet. My goodness, what an interesting name. If you study Shakespeare at all, you'd remember that Hamlet, the Prince of Denmark, had a lot of, well, I wouldn't say cowardice, but certainly fear and frustration. Some people say to be yellow is coward, but remember, yellow is golden. Yellow needs care. A lot of people value gold, but because it has a lot of uses and possibly even healing qualities. But we don't want to be greedy, do we? Hamlet's father was killed by greed. Very sad. So this fish, the Hypoplectrus unicolor, one color, a dwarf sea bass that displays so many color variations that each formerly was thought to be a different species. Comparison of other characteristics proved them all to be the same species. Proof that color and or pattern are not sound identification criteria. All range from northern South America through the Bahamas, Florida, and Bermuda. Northern South America. That's interesting, huh? Right. So, well, interesting. Hypo, above, plectrus, unicolor. And yet they come in many colors. And they're all the same. That they thought they were different, but yet they're all the same. Kind of like people, huh? We come in a lot of different colors, and yet we're all the same. We live in different places, northern and south, and all around, and here and there and everywhere. People are everywhere, but we're really all the same. In the garden. All right. Oh, well, the number was CA. Oh, 3A. Magic number 3 and A, which is the first letter, well, of this alphabet. Abba. Abba the breath. All right. To see. I went to see the sea. What did I see? A beautiful fish. Where did that fish go? Onto my dish. Because I was hungry for dinner. I made a wish. I said, what should I eat? And the fish said, me. I said, thank you, fishy. I see, you see, you are the one for me. I just made that up. Fish is good. Fish, I love fish. Fish can be food. Some people like some fish and some people don't like to eat the fish. What's important is that we eat healthy and we're thankful for our food, right? Everything in gratitude. So this is the Atlantic moonfish. Ah, very nice. The moon, of course, Luna up in the sky, has on it places which they call seas. Huh? Yeah. And it works with the tides. And okay, well, let's just read this here. Selene Seta Pinus. Selene is another name for the moon. Yeah, Selene. And the Selene is up in the ceiling of the sky, isn't it? Yeah, the ceiling. Sometimes I wonder if the moon is a plug and we're looking up into a great big ocean. So, Atlantic moonfish. A jack quite similar to the look down, but without the elongate dorsal and anal fin rays. Okay, no long elongated fin rays. Okay. The young are much like the adult in appearance, with the exception that juveniles display a black spot on either side. They range from Uruguay north to Nova Scotia. Interesting. Oh, very interesting. And they're silver and pretty like the moon. And they swimmy, swim, swim. Swimmy, swim, swim. Swimmy, swim, swim. Interesting also that it was called a jack. A jack. Quite similar to the look down. What does the moon do? It looks down on us. Down here in Earth Garden. Yeah. Yeah. That's all right. You know, I think I'm going to go ahead and stop there. Other than our 3 of cats, which fell on down. Tybalt, you know, he was the prince of cats. If you don't know about Tybalt, again, Mr. Shakespeare, he'll tell you all about him. So, read good books, be cool, eat well, don't eat your friends, be a good friend. Be a good friend starting with yourself. We all need to be our own best friend because the person that we see first thing in the mirror every day and the one person who's always with us is ourself. So we need to be our own best friend and truly love ourselves. And then we can be good friends to others and love them too. And they will love us too because we do things in love. And with gratitude, you know, with thanks. Be thankful for all that we have and all that we do and respect things well. When we're thankful for things, we take good care of them, don't we? And we treat them with respect. Just like we need to treat ourselves with respect. value ourselves and value our friends and, and all life here in this beautiful garden. Okay, friends, this was fun. I think we'll do it again. Have a beautiful evening and day and time, and we'll talk again soon. Love now. Bye bye.